Okay, so today we're learning about inequalities, and basically all an inequality does is compare two or more mathematical values to each other to say that they're either greater than, less than, or equal to. This is the sign for greater than, this is the sign for less than, and this is the sign for equal sign, but you already knew that. The way to know which mathematical side to point the greater than or less than sign to. So imagine this. Imagine one hand has 2 pizza rolls, but the other hand has 3 pizza rolls. 3 pizza rolls. Which way is your mouth going to point? This way. You're going to want to eat the 3 pizza rolls because you're really hungry. And so that's how you know. The wider angle of the wider side of the greater than symbol always points towards the greater amount. And so basically, how this is shown in math. Okay, so how we apply this to mathematical values is we look at this statement. So 7, something's going to go here, and then 3. So, say you're hungry, do you want 7 pizza rolls or 3 pizza rolls? Obviously 7. So your mouth is going to point towards that 7. Now think about this with 2 and 5. Like I said, once again, you're hungry, you're going to want 5 pizza rolls because it'll fill you up more. So your mouth points towards that. We can also let this apply to statements with variables. So say we have an equation with x, like say we have the statement 4x plus 12 is less than negative 5x minus 2. Now we can solve this like any other mathematical equation. There's one thing to keep in mind, but I'll show that later. So we can add 5x to both sides. So plus 5x, we get 9x plus 12 is less than negative 2. Subtract 12 from both sides. We get 9x is less than negative 14. And now, because we want to isolate x so we can solve for it, we can divide by 9 on both sides. So x is less than negative 14 over 9. Now, there's one special thing you have to keep in mind with inequalities that doesn't apply to normal equations. So let's solve this one like we did before, but we'll see there's one problem. Okay, so to get all the terms with x on one side, we'll subtract each side by 3x. We get negative 9x. So plus 7 is greater than negative 12. Then we can subtract 7 on both sides, so we get negative 9x is greater than negative 19. But then we have to divide by a negative 9. And in a normal equation, we can just do this normally. But with inequalities, we're actually going to have to flip this symbol in the middle. So divide by negative 9 on both sides. And it'll have to be x is less than negative, oh, sorry, not even negative, because the negatives cancel out when you divide, 19 over 9. You have to remember to flip that whenever you divide by a negative because it flips the equation. That's our lessons on inequalities and how to solve equations with them. Hope you learned something.